It's almost June and you probably haven't been able to start or accomplish some of your New Year resolutions. One of the reasons could be financing. So for that reason, I'm going to be speaking about some side hustles that you can do in South Africa to make extra money. Some of these side hustles, I've done them myself, and some of them I simply put them on this list because of the research that I've done on them. Therefore, stay around to see if there's any out of this 10 that you can potentially start doing today to make extra money. If you are new to the channel, my name is Agnes and I'm here sharing my journey to financial independence. And if you are not subscribed, please do subscribe. I'm almost about to reach 1,000 subscribers, which is something that I'm super excited for. Share my video and give it a like, and also leave a comment below. And also, if you do have some of the side hustles that you know of that I did not bring up in this list, then please do leave me a comment so that we can just share and learn from each other. Without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. The first side hustle that is on the list is e-hailing. This is a form of, this is when you order transportation via your phone or any device. And the most common one that we know of are Uber or Bolt, which was previously known as Taxify. But there are also some other ones that are in the country. For example, there's InDrive. There are still many others that I don't know about. My husband and I have been involved into this side hustle. So it started as a side hustle, became our main source of income, and also became our business eventually. This one is one of those ones that you can easily start doing if you have a car that meets all the requirements. Different platforms will have different requirements. The process is quite simple. You just need to do the application, upload the document. So the nice thing about this one, this particular side hustle, is that you can do it yourself while you are working an ordinary job. You can do this in your free time or on weekends. Or if you don't have time to do this and you have an extra car, or you have money to buy a new car or finance a new car, then you can get a driver to drive it for you and pay you on a weekly basis. There are advantages and disadvantages to this business, but it is something that a lot of people are actually doing right now. So because we have so much experience in this business or the side hustle, I will at a later stage make like a detailed video on the good, the bad, and the ugly parts, the ugly side of the e-hailing business in South Africa. So the second one is deliveries. It can be any type of delivery, from food to groceries to just anything in between. The common one is Mr. D, which I'm sure a lot of you have come across. Apart from Mr. D, Uber and Bolt also do provide the services. And the nice thing about this one is that if you don't want to do it yourself and you don't have enough money to buy a car or to finance a car, then you can get a motorbike. You can get somebody to drive your motorbike and do these deliveries and pay you with the food delivery. The requirements to get into the platform are not as strict as when you have to transport people. And also with the food deliveries, we've done it as well. Like with anything, there are always risks associated. The third one, this is tutoring. So I have looked into tutoring, but I haven't tutored a person. I haven't done this officially, but I was looking into it when I was looking for side hustle, and I found that not all about tutoring your hard subject like your math and sciences. There are also options where you can tutor language, and this is just not English. This can be your native language. We all know that South Africa is a beautiful country that is always attracting people to even come and retire here. And when people choose to retire in South Africa, some of them might want to learn the native language, not necessarily to speak it super fluently, but they would probably just want to know the basics. So if this is something that you would want to do, you can do a little bit more research. If you live in a place where there are private schools, or you know that you live in a neighborhood where you have a lot of people that have moved from different countries, then you can always try to find out from them if they are willing to learn the native language, and you can offer the service. And also the nice thing is that you don't have to do this in person. A lot of things can be done virtually. If you are good in math or science, then that is even a bonus, because then the market is a little bit more open for people that are tutoring those type of subjects. The next one in the list is ride sharing. So this is, for example, if you go to university, then you can approach one of your classmates or people that you know that you live in close proximity with, then you can travel with them. they can just pay you a certain amount of money, and then you travel with them to school or to work. So I did this when I was at varsity. I used to travel with one of my classmates, and she would pay me every single month. So the money that she paid me was the money that I bought petrol. So it was more like I was traveling to school for free, because I didn't spend any money from my pocket to buy petrol. I only spent the money that my friend paid me. And even when I was going to work, I still did this with my colleague. If you are working and you have colleagues that do not have cars, that use public transport, and you probably use the same road, then it is always a good thing for you to give them these lifts and have them pay you. The next one is kids aftercare. Let's say if you are a mom and you transport your kids back from school, you can just speak to other moms that also take their kids, that also pick their kids from school, if they're willing to pay you and have you transport the kids. This is more like a school transportation system, but it's just that it's not you just don't have to follow all the policies and everything that you have to do if you are running like a school transport business. I like this one because when you are paying like a school transport to transport your kids, let's say for example in December, kids only go to school for like 7 days in December, but if it's a transport business, then you are entitled to pay them for the full month, whether your kids will go to school the entire month or not. But if you have something like another mom who drops your kids, maybe she'll only charge you for those 7 days, because this is not like a job that she's doing. This is more like a side hustle. She'll probably only charge you for those 7 days. So I would opt to have my children be taken home or taken to aftercare by another mom who won't charge me an arm and a leg. And also it just doesn't have to be you transporting them home or to aftercare. You can even take them from school to your house and have them, if you don't work in the afternoon, and then have their parent pick them up from your house. Now there's a lot of responsibility that you are taking on, but like if you are spending the afternoon at home with your kids, why not make extra money by having other kids come with you and have their parents pay? The price of daycare is increasing each and every single year. Some parents might not be able to afford aftercare, but they can afford to pay you to look after the kids when they come back from school. I've never done this one, but I've heard of people that have done this and they love doing it. So the next one on the list is being a bartender or a waitress. So for the longest amount of time, I've always wanted to be a waitress. Like I just love the whole thing of serving people, but I've just never had an opportunity to do that. And now I feel like I'm a little bit old to do that because I just have so much responsibilities with kids and everything. But if you have the ability, you live somewhere where there are nice restaurants, you can always work there on weekends. Like people pay really good tips. If you are young and vibrant, you like the whole restaurant or bar atmosphere, then you can look into that. I don't know exactly about all the technicality that goes into this kind of business, the hiring and all that, but you'll never know. Just speak to your restaurant that is close to you and see if there's something that you can do. The next one on the list is a woman maintenance business. Like woman maintenance business makes a lot of money, like with things like hair, nails, lashes and all that. There is just a lot of money that get poured into these things. Women will spend money to look good. So there's few ways that you can get into this. One of my favorite one is if, let's say, you have at home, you personally have a garage, or your parents have a garage or a space that they're not using at home, then you can find someone who knows how to do nails and all these things and have them do it there in your garage or your parents' garage. Or maybe you can rent a place if you have that ability, and you don't necessarily have to be there. As long as you can find a reliable person who's serious about doing their jobs, then they will do it and pay you. I know when you rent a chair in someone's salon or someone's space, then you pay them about 60 to 50% of your income. So if you can find someone who's willing to do the job and you are going to give them the space, you have the capital to provide space and provide equipment, then why not do it? The next one on the list is room rental. So we have personally done this, and with this one it can be short or long term. So with short term, this is more like your Airbnb, and the nice thing about Airbnb is that there's already policies and procedures in place, so you don't have to do much work. You just have to get on the platform and people will book your room through the platform. So I haven't done Airbnb. What I did was the long-term rental. So when we recently got married, we were living in a 2-bedroom apartment. We were able to rent out the other bedroom that we were not using. And the only thing is that you now have to look for the person, and you want to make sure that you find a good person who's not going to give you a hard time, because you will be sharing almost everything with them. You will be sharing your kitchen, or even maybe sharing a bathroom. In our case, we were sharing the kitchen and sharing the bathroom. So ideally you'd want to have someone who will meet up to your level of cleanliness. We were lucky enough to find a lovely lady whom we lived together for almost a year, and it was just absolutely amazing. We had no problem whatsoever. We contributed less than 50% to our rental. Okay, the next one that I also came across recently that really blew my mind was wall advertising, or out of home advertising. So I don't know if you've probably seen, like, on a main road, a wall that had like an Albany advert on it. So this happens a lot in the townships, but I also have seen some places that are not townships that had wall advertisement. So what you do with this one, if your house, if your yard is like on the main road, you can have a company do the advertising on your wall, and then you will have a contract with them where they will be paying you every single month. The nice thing about this one is, like, you don't have to do anything. The only sacrifice that you are making is that the front of your house will have a picture of Albany or whatever that you're advertising on. So if you have an aunt who lives on the main road, or you yourself live on the main road, you can look into this. Like, I don't mind for the time, like, I wouldn't mind having a picture of Albany on my wall while I'm getting extra cash. So if this is something that interests you and you have the ability to do it, then why not? Okay, and then the last one on the list is becoming a personal shopper. So with this one, this is when you go and buy things for people. And with the way that I've seen people do this is they have like Instagram accounts where they are promoting like wigs or mostly women stuff. You know, a lot of people want to buy like wigs at affordable prices, and if you go to like malls, or like if you go to malls, then those do come up a little bit expensive. But then there are places like Dragon City or China City where they can buy it at a much lower price, but people don't have time to go there because they're working like a day job, and they have other responsibilities on weekends, and by the time they probably finish with their jobs, then there's just too much traffic to drive to Dragon City. So if you're that one person who's into like makeup, beauty, and all of that, then you can just have like a page on Instagram or TikTok where you're advertising your service, and you don't have to specifically go and deliver these things to your customers. You can have the delivery service do it for you. So you go, you buy, and you just have it shipped to them. So that's something that you can look into, but also you just want to make sure that if this is the business, that if you want to get into this, you want to make sure that you provide excellent customer service, and also you don't go buy something for someone unless they have paid you already, because people can change their minds. Let's say you go buy a wig for them, and then now they're like, no, I don't want it anymore. So now you are stranded with this wig. If you don't have the ability to return it, now you've lost money. So those are the 10 side hustles that you can potentially look into, and you will never know, maybe one of your side hustle will come out of this list. And like I said earlier on, if you have any that I did not discuss in this video, please do leave me a comment. Thank you so much for watching. If you are not subscribed, please do subscribe, and do share the video. Thanks. Bye.